So in our last tutorial, or tutorials, we created a function to create an enemy. We then created a function called move enemy that was working off of this loop function here, which is based on a timer, which we need to fill back in. Move enemy. And at this stage, that was moving an enemy down the screen and deleting it. So what we want to do now is we want to create a timer that's going to fire off a new enemy every second so that the game can work continuously. So to set up a timer, what we need to do first is declare a new variable. We're going to call this variable enemy clock. It's going to be a new timer. And what we're going to do here is set the time amount. So time in Flash is measured in milliseconds. So 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second. So that's the first thing. If you want it to be 2 seconds, you can make it 2000. If you want to make it shorter, you could make it half a second, say 500 milliseconds. What you need to do then in the next part is to declare how many times you want the clock to tick. All right, so we could put 1 in here and it could work once. So it will just work once. We can make it 10, so work for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. 0 represents forever, so it's going to keep ticking until we tell the timer to stop. We then need to add an event listener to our clock. So enemy.clock.add event listener. It's a timer event. So it's important at the very start that you insert or import the import flash.utils timer. So that's probably the first thing you need to do is insert this line of code at the top here. Otherwise, it's not going to work very well. So timer event, timer. Every time the timer ticks, we want it to call the function spawn enemies. Now, the clock won't start until we tell it to start. So once it's been set up, we want to start the enemy clock by enemy clock.start. We can also stop the clock by going enemy clock.stop. So we then need to create a function called spawn enemies. So now we go to the function down here that I've created. Function spawn enemies, because it's being fired from an event listener, we make sure the parameters are e:event. All right, and we're going to call the create enemy function down here, which is going to call this function below. So each second, it's going to spawn a new enemy calling this code, and then it should move down the screen and disappear. So let's give it a go. We can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see it's continually firing off a new enemy into a different spot each time. So that's adding some randomness to our game, and that's basically got half our game working to this point. In the next video, we're going to try and work out collisions. So if a ball touches my player, maybe we might lose a life.